This conference will now be recorded.
Like in the console, you are getting the exception. Is it a runtime or a compile time exception you're getting?
Yeah, in console I'm getting as a null pointer test engine null pointer exception.
Okay, if you're getting a null pointer exception, maybe it is because of the driver initialization. Just check.
So what might be the wrong?
Okay, let's show
So,
you.
is
1 second.
okay.
So maybe somewhere driver is not properly initialized. The webDriver variable, that is driver. Somewhere it is not properly initialized.
Globally, I declared the variable as webDriver driver and initialized inside the if block.
Okay. Okay, 1 second. Maybe I'll just show you.
Mhm.
Test. No, see the code once. See this one you have globally declared. Then you have
Yeah.
used @parameters tag, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in before class I've used this.
String browser. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hmm. Yes, I used auto constant for the key and value. Yeah. So. And one more question. We can't use it before method, right?
No. Either you use before test or you can use a before class.
Okay.
Okay, so generally preferred one is before test. If you are not using before test also, we can use this before class. Why?
Because
Because
we are using the base test class, so we have to use before class only,
huh,
right?
yeah.
But I just checked, it is not going inside the if block only because I did SOP inside the if block.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe somewhere you have done a mistake.
Yeah. I'll check one more time, and in case if any problem, I'll send the code to
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Maybe some small mistake. That's
And
why.
one more is the tag name is parameter, annotation name is parameters, right?
Yeah. You're talking about the testengine.xml file, right?
Yeah. That tag name is parameter, right?
Parameter.
So if you do SOP of that browser inside the method open browser, we have to get that value, right? Firefox.
SOP, what you will do?
Browser,
Any
because we
printing
are
statement you
sending
want, right?
the parameter inside the method, right?
Then you can get that.
Yeah, but
Okay, you'll get it.
we have to do in that way only, right? To get the browser.
Yeah, browser. So it will print. Okay, this thing is opened. Okay, I have few. Now, these are the probable questions that might be asked in interview from all the experienced candidates. Okay, now these are the how many questions? 40 something will be there. 44 are there. Okay, just go through it and let me know if everything you know or not. Now, this thing will be covered by you, by Abhiman. Okay, explain your current automation project. Now, can you explain your automation framework? That is nothing but your hybrid framework.
Yeah.
And next, what are the core tools and supporting tools implemented in your automation framework? You can say all the jar
Testing.
files, plugins, then your drivers and all. Done. Next, explain the execution flow of your automation project. How exactly your automation framework is working. That means you have to let them first understand the framework, then you have to explain the implementation part of your framework in both your POM class and test class, and then you have to make them understand how exactly the execution happens. The execution happens through the test.xml file, and how the test.xml file is connected with the test classes, and inside the test classes how the execution happens. We are creating the object of POM class and we are calling the methods of POM class. Done. Can be done. Next. What will you answer for this?
Library. Create.
Library in the sense?
So the repetitive scripts we can make it as a library.
Okay, done. See, done. Okay, so whenever we'll get the first build, we should be ready with all the reusable components. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Done. Next. Now, see, that thing is done. Now the focus is on this part towards creating the automation script.
First, we need to write the reusable functions.
That thing is done, reusable. Now, before that, you have to check whether the test case is automatable or not. Now, all the test cases are not automatable. Now, simply if you start writing the test case, and in future, if you will come to know whether it is not automatable, then it's a time waste. So first, you need to identify whether the test case is automatable or not. If it is automatable, make sure that all the reusable components are present. Done. Now you have to understand the reusable components, the Excel library, the base page, the base test, and auto constant. Now, once you have understood the framework of your project, then we'll start writing our corresponding POM classes and test classes. Okay, then you have to explain inside POM, we perform the declaration of the web elements, initialization of the web elements, and utilization of the web elements. Done. We declare the web elements using find by annotation. We initialize the web elements by calling the init elements method of page factory class. And we utilize the web elements by performing the actions on those web elements. Done. Then you explain your test class.
But how can we identify a test case whether it's
Automatable or not?
Yes.
See, through the actions only. Okay, now if the action is to enter the OTP, enter the captcha. Now you'll go through the test case before you write the script. Now if somewhere it is written that I need to enter the OTP of the application, now there only you can make sure that it is not automatable. Okay, OTP, captcha, then barcodes and all. Now most of the web application will contain either your OTP or a captcha. Okay, not even a barcode also. Okay, now QR code is also there, which is not automatable. So in that case, through the test case only, I'll easily come to know.
Here we don't have OTPs. It's only captchas we have.
Yeah, captchas means again we can't pre-assume a captcha. So in that
Yes.
case, if your test case contains okay that we need to enter the captcha, then make sure that it is not automatable. So this has to be performed manually. Done.
But captcha is only at the time of login.
At the time of login, yeah.
Otherwise, like once you log in to the application, every
No,
test case should
there
be
won't be
automatic.
automatable, yeah. But to log into the application, we need the captcha. Only first step is entering the captcha. So manually, I can't enter and then I can perform the automation, which is not possible. Either you have to perform the automation from the beginning. You can't start the automation in the middle. Done. Next, explain the process followed in your organization to deliver an automation project.
Identifying the tests that can be automated.
Okay.
Identifying tools and selecting the right tool, the right language.
Done. Identifying the framework. Which framework will be best to suit to it?
Yeah.
Done.
And then implementing it.
Implementation part. Done. Next. What are the setup steps followed by you after you witness a failure in a test suite execution? Now, what will you do once you get a failure in the test.ng.xml file?
Take the report, emailable report, and check which.
Done. Why it got failed?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you want to rerun it again, now it might fail because of synchronization problem also. Yes or no? It's not mandatory that only if defect is there, then only it will get failed. Might be because of synchronization problem, it might get failed. Now, again, I will rerun as only failed.xml suite. And I'll check whether some of the test classes are getting passed or not. If some of the test classes are getting passed, that is getting passed just because there was some issue with the sync. Done. Clear? Next. How many builds did you receive in your project? This one you have to take a random number based on the complexity of your project. Now again it depends when did you join the project, either from the beginning or in the middle. Now if you're saying I've joined the project in the in the beginning, then the number of build count should increase. If you're saying I've joined in between, then the number of build count should reduce. Okay, done. Next, what approach do you follow to design an automation framework? So as of now, so generally we don't say that we join the we get into the project
JP?
from the beginning. Yeah.
I did not understand the 7th one.
Build means how many times you build, you know.
Yeah, I know.
That is nothing but a software. How many times you have received the software from the developers for that particular project?
Each release.
Now you.
So in
It's not like each release. That means in a release, how many build you have got?
But because
You can
in
say that.
in each methodology it will be different, right? like in Agile and all.
Agile every 30 days will get a build, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Every 30 days I'm getting a build means I'm not asking within 30 days how many times you have got a build. Till now, how many you have got a build, or till the completion of your project, how many builds did you receive? If you are saying I have worked for 6 months, you can say I have received 6 builds.
Okay.
Then, or else 10 build you can say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it depends. If you are saying agile methodology I have worked, then it's not mandatory that every 30 days we used to get a build. It might be 7 days also, it might be 15 days also. But maximum is 30 days. If it is a 15 days duration, we are getting one build, then in a month we are getting 2 builds. And if you have worked on the project for 6 months, then how many builds you would have received? 12 builds you would have received. Okay, now here you have to do the manipulation and all. Okay, now you should be ready with the answers. Okay, now these answers should frequently come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now these are the questions wherein you can't think an answer in interview.
Yeah.
Now, if you have actually worked, then you will tell immediately that okay, this is the number of build I've received till now, and because of this reason, I've received this much build. That time, if you start thinking that okay, I'll calculate, do the calculation. Okay, in a month, I'm getting this much means total this much years I worked, so
If they
total this
are
much build
working
I've
for
done.
many years, then is that a valid question?
Yeah, you can see they'll give a range. They are not asking for the exact number like
Mm-hmm.
18, 17, 16. No, it's a range. Okay, like 25 to 30 I have received till now. Till now we have received 25 to 30 bills. That's it. No one is asking you the exact timing or exact number of bills.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Next, eighth one. What approach do you follow to design an automation framework?
Identify what needs to be tested.
Page object model.
To design an automation framework.
Which
Okay. Okay.
So like
Now
it's
it's
reusable.
you have to explain in such a way that now based on the project given by the customer, we have to decide the framework. Okay, directly don't start with, if I have made you understand that only hybrid is there, then don't say that. Okay, there I have told you method driven is also there, data driven is also there. Okay, now few applications will be there wherein number of data that you will be entering will be very less. Okay, only apart from the login page, you will not enter any kind of data, but you will be using lots of reusable methods. In that case, do you think I will store the Excel library class in by creating a separate method? Not needed. I'll do a hard code. Okay,
or else we can
now
start
you have to
with,
explain.
or else we can start with our own project, how the
Yeah.
design of
So
framework
based,
has started, and
yeah,
it depends on the
exactly,
each
exactly,
project will be deferred according to the.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So based on the project need, our lead or the architect will decide the framework, and then you can explain as our project. I had given that notes. Okay, explain your framework question in interview. In there only all the answers are present. Our project contains lots of reusable methods, so we have used method driven. Our project contains lots of data to be entered into components, so we have used data driven. As we are using method driven as well as data driven, that's why we call it as a hybrid framework. And then you tell the approach how you develop that framework. Okay, for data driven, we created a Excel library class, and this is the code that we have written. For method driven, we have written all the reusable methods in a single
base
class,
page,
and will
base.
in a base page, and then you can say, okay, wherever we want it, we can implement it. So generally, it is implemented in our form class. Done. Yeah. Next, ninth one. What will you answer?
Did you receive the?
How did you receive test build for your project? Understood the question?
Like if you received a file or if you installed it yourself or they installed it for you, is it like executable file or something?
Repository.
You have to think one answer.
For
Okay,
this,
multiple options will be
immutable.
there.
Repository we have to take
Right?
the final.
See, most of the time it will be in the format of URL. I don't know how you are getting the builds. All the manual team, those are working
Oh,
in manual. How exactly you are getting the build through the no URL format or exe
yes.
format?
Yep.
Most of
URL
the
through
time
the email.
URL. Okay, because yeah, that's what most of the time we'll get. Okay, 90% of time we'll receive the build from the developers in the format of a URL. Okay, so you say wish to receive the URL format, URL as a build format. Okay, along with that you can say okay, wish to get the credentials also. Okay, developers used to develop the credentials and they used to give to us. Okay, the login credentials. Or else you can say the build we received was in the format of a .exe file and it was stored in our testing server. Simple. Done. But best one, you tell URL.
Is it possible to get a web web-based applications built through the exe format?
Sorry?
Is it possible to have a build for web application through the exe format, .exe format?
Yeah, we can get it. See, I have installed this.
Then in this case, as a tester, you need to install it in the test server, right?
Exactly. Test server should
That,
have been installed.
yep. The amount of work for you is increasing now.
Exactly. Done.
So
Next,
the
10th.
build
What
the
was,
build
yeah.
nothing the build is nothing but the major changes in the application or
No, no, it's just a software. Maybe any changes are done or not done. Definitely see. First time you'll get a build means some features will be added. Now second time you are getting a build means from second build onwards we'll start doing regression testing. Why? Because changes will be there. Either a addition or a deletion or a modification or a bug fix. But first build you'll never ever do regression. But from build 2 onwards regression testing will be done every time. Correct, right?
Yep.
Done. Next. Understood?
yeah.
Done. Next. What was your approach to convert manual test cases into automation script? First thing you need to look at is whether first I need to check whether the manual test case can be automatable or not. If it is not automatable, then not going to perform or write the automation script. If it is automatable, then I will go to the or I'll move to the body of the test case. I will follow each and every step. Based on that, I will write my automation or corresponding automation script by following page object model. Simple.
But
Sometimes
isn't
even
it
test
like,
case might not exist.
Sorry?
Sometimes even the manual team might not even have test cases. So even
Yeah,
manual wouldn't
they
have
might
test
not.
cases sometimes.
Uh,
So you have to make sure all your test cases, test steps, everything is there, even for manual.
huh. Hmm. Because without test cases, you can't write the script also.
and you have the
Okay.
history of passing?
Yeah, because without test cases, you can do manual testing, but without test cases, you can't do automation testing.
That's why sometimes you will hear that the recruiters will ask you, hey, how many years of
I don't have the
experience
test.
you have automation, how many years of experience you have in manual. You make sure that,
Mhm.
okay, in 10 my career, I have done the manual, because without manual, automation is impossible.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the foundation.
So sometimes you don't know, like some recruiters are really technical, you will be stuck.
Uh-huh. 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 Done. Next. What were
JP,
the yeah, yeah.
one of the interview that I went, they asked me like without the test cases or without the requirements, you have to write the automation scripts just based on the
Knowledge that you have
application.
on the product. Mhm.
But it's still, you have to, like, if you don't have any test case, you have to have a baseline. You have to create your own baseline. Okay, this is the thing that I am going to automate. You need to
Hmm.
note it out, and you will follow that. So there would be something
Maybe
that you
it's a
need to
trick
follow.
question. Unlike a
See,
trick
there should be
question.
something because without test case you can't, or else you should
Yeah.
have the scenario.
Yeah,
Test
and
scenario should be mandatory.
yeah,
Okay,
and
if
that is
test case is not
possible.
there, that's fine.
If you talk about the BDD, it is possible
Yes,
not to
it's
have
a
the test
BDD.
case.
Yeah, it's a
BDD,
BDD.
BDD is possible because we have first create the feature files. That is nothing but a test case we are creating. Then we are converting it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's through BDD. But normal way, without test case, you can't. Either you should have a test case document or a test scenario document. Without this documentation, you can't perform the automation script.
Okay.
What if they ask, like, sometimes, what if they ask that immediately in your sprint there's a new feature and they want you to automate it in that same sprint?
Nope, not possible.
Yeah, I agree. It
You
has to, like,
expect,
maybe
No,
next second,
like
second
changes are
sprint.
done. Like
Mm.
yeah, we
No,
we
no,
we do a
no
carry
new
forward.
feature.
We'll never ever
Yeah,
do in that.
yeah, yeah,
Generally, we do a carry forward. We'll never ever do that change in the same sprint.
yeah.
Done. Next. Important question. 11th one. What are the technical challenges faced by you during your automation project? That means what challenges did you face while automation while converting your manual test cases to automation script? Now, these are the challenges which you have really faced doing the assignments. You can say, or you whatever you feel like telling. What challenges did you face while automating your assignments and all?
Stale
This thing
element
you
and
can
all.
tell. Tail
Those.
element reference exception, handling frames, because
Mm-hmm.
you can say I was unable to identify whether it's a frame or a hidden division pop-up. Sometimes pop-up will come or will get displayed after few seconds. Now, very no application I saw in MMT. Okay, now pop-up was getting displayed after like 10-15 seconds of loading the page, of loading up the web page. Now, in that case, if you are using an implicit wait of 10 seconds, will it handle the pop-up?
nope.
Mm-hmm.
No. Why? Because after 10 seconds only the pop-up is getting loaded in the website. You can say this as a challenge.
So
Okay,
maybe you
one
need to
more challenge.
increase.
Yeah, you need to increase the timing.
How about XPath?
Yeah.
No, for the implicit void statement.
No, implicit wait.
I mean, one of the challenges, maybe identifying some element.
You can say identifying the locators was very challenging for me when I initially joined. Good. It's not like challenges till now, whatever you are facing. Initially, you'll face challenges while identifying the locators, remembering the syntax and all. See, so many experts are there. Remembering the syntax is very difficult. So initially, challenge was there. Okay, confusion was there between for attribute, CSS, vector. Done. Clear. Handling frames, handling the style element reference exception. Okay, handling pop-ups was very difficult. Which kind of pop-ups was very difficult? File upload and file download. You can say this. Because for this, Selenium is not ready to directly handle it. So for that, we used to handle it through robot class. You can say this as a challenge. Done. Done. Next. A few real-time scenarios to write automation scripts.
Login page.
From your project only, you have to explain. You have to tell them a scenario. This is the scenario, and this scenario I've converted to automation script. Okay. So whenever you tell a scenario, don't tell a functionality scenario. Never ever say only login page. Try to cover all the end-to-end scenarios. Okay. Try to cover all the system scenarios and then tell, okay, this is the system scenario which we are automated or which we have automated. I'll take one example. Let's say Flipkart is there. I'll not say I've automated the login page of Flipkart. Instead, I will say I've automated one end-to-end business flow of Flipkart, starting from searching for a product, then choosing the product, adding it to wish list, adding it to cart, then buying it, doing the payment. That's it.
You know, this job that
Okay,
I
like
just
this
got,
you
they
have to
asked me
explain.
that. They asked me that, and I said
Well,
workflow. So you have to go by what is the business workflow? What is the most important
done.
business workflows? And that's what you want to automate.
Yeah. So never ever always start with the business workflow, business flow of your project that you have to cover. Not like only small scenarios I will cover. If we are covering only the small scenarios, then they will easily come to know that this person is not fit. Okay, she's not saying anything about the business of the application, why this application was developed. You should understand.
Oh,
Done.
one more thing they asked me. They said, like, what if you don't have time, but you still need to do this automation? What will you test, and what will you not test? So then I said that you have to
All the critical
prioritize all the things that
priorities.
are
Yeah.
critical. What if something is only used once a year, quarterly or yearly, you don't run, but the thing that's daily used,
Mhm.
heavily used, that stuff you will test.
Done. So you can say all the priorities, test cases I'll try to cover as soon as possible. Okay, the severity of the test case which contains critical, then those test cases I'll try to automate as soon as possible.
Mhm.
This question you
Because
can
though,
face. Doesn't matter what you do, like manual testing, tested position, automation, API, you are going to have this question just little.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
exactly.
And the technical challenge, like what kind of challenge you have followed, that is, I had 3 interviews today, and I had 2 times that same question, and one of them was tested, other one
Mhm.
was API tester role.
How did you
What?
do? Hello?
Done. Next, yeah, hello, yeah, Lisa.
Yeah, no, nothing. Go on.
Done. Done. Next, what locators were mostly used by you in your automation project? Which one will you tell?
XPath,
Expert.
Okay.
XPath by
XPath.
attributes,
Now, don't say only XPath. Under
IDF
XPath,
expert.
what frequently you have used? XPath by attribute you will use, XPath by text you will use, dependent, independent you will use, XPath by group index you will use. Okay, to some extent you can say XPath by contents also we have used. Okay, don't say absolute XPath, relative XPath and all. Done. Clear? Next, what Java OOPS concepts have been implemented in your automation framework and scripts?
Encapsulation. Inheritance.
Mhm. Then
abstraction,
Yeah. Polymorphism.
Abstraction we have not done. Polymorphism we have done. Runtime polymorphism we have done. Next, explain test ng annotations hierarchy. What is the difference between before test and before method? Test ng annotations hierarchy means first before soup,
Oh, your voice
before
is
test,
breaking.
before class, before method, aggregate test, then aggregate after method, after class, after test, after soup.
JP, your voice is breaking.
Yeah. Next. Why did you use test as a core tool in your automation framework? You know the advantage of test bench.
We cannot hear you.
We can run multiple test
JP, we cannot hear you. It's breaking. Voice is breaking.
Is it fine now?
Can you say something, please?
No,
Nope.
it's still breaking.
No, it's still breaking.
Done. No.
We can't hear you, JP. Your sound is breaking really badly.
Yeah. Is it audible now?
Yep.
Yes.
Can you go
Okay.
go over the
Now,
same
this one, what will you answer? Yeah. Why did you use TestNG as a core tool in your automation framework?
No,
Why?
number 15.
Because TestNG. Okay, number 15, right?
Yeah.
Explain TestNG annotations hierarchy.
Mhm.
We had used so many TestNG annotations. You have to make them understand the execution order of all the TestNG annotations. Okay, I had explained the execution order of all the annotations.
Yeah.
And before test will be executed, before the test tag present in testng.xml file, before method will be executed, before the every test method executes. Before every test method executes. Done. Next. Why did you use TestNG as a core tool in your automation framework? I told because we can run multiple test cases together. That's why we have used TestNG as an automation tool, and TestNG automatically generates a execution report in the format of HTML. Done. Clear? Next. Have you performed parallel execution in your project? It again depends whether you want to say yes or no. Okay, if you say no, that's fine, because you can say there were dependent test cases in our project. Then you can say yes, we can perform parallel execution only if the test cases are independent of each other, and this is how we have to perform the parallel execution. So we have to write parallel equals to classes in our soup tag. Explain Maven build life cycle. Can you explain? Done. The Maven project thing. Why we use? Explain the Maven build lifecycle. Why we go for Maven? What are the drawbacks of a Java project? Why we go for a Maven project? Everything. Done. Next. How is pom.xml linked to testng.xml file? Tell me. In Jenkins we have done.
Yeah.
Through which plugin?
Through Surefire, Maven
Maven
Surefire.
Surefire. Maven Surefire plugin. Done. Next. What was the total number of automation scripts in your project and how many did you write? This one again. Okay, it depends. Okay, when did you join? Or else, when did you join? Irrespective of that, also, in your entire test ng suite, how many test classes did you run as a whole group? Okay, so you can say any number between 80 to 100. Okay. Done. Next. What was the total execution time of your automation test suite? Okay, never ever say like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Execution takes around, if it's a proper normal application, it takes around 2 to 3 hours to 4 hours. Minimum 2 hours to 3 hours. Okay, if it's a bit complex, it will take 5 to 6 hours of execution. Then you tell, okay, it was taking 4 hours of execution time. Done. Okay, you can say 4 to 4.5 hours. Done. Clear. Done. Now this thing, how can you re-execute only the failed and skipped test scripts automatically after the end of test suite execution? You know this answer. Test failed.xml skipped test skipped.xml file will be there. Done. Right click, run as test suite. Test failed.xml contains a list of all the failed test classes. Test skipped.xml contains all the skipped test classes. To execute it, right click on that file, run as test suite. Done. Which version of Selenium have you worked with?
3.1.
See, I'm asking which version of Selenium have you worked with? I'm not
Selenium
asking
Auto.
which version of Selenium WebDriver you have.
3.
Done.
Selenium 3.
Oh no, no,
Selenium
no, no, no,
2.
no, 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 not Selenium 3. Selenium 2, you can say. Okay,
Okay.
because Selenium WebDriver started from 2, not from 3. Okay. K1 I told there is a difference between latest version of Selenium, latest version of Selenium WebDriver. Latest version of Selenium is Selenium WebDriver. Latest version of Selenium WebDriver is the current version you are using or the latest whatever it is now. Selenium 4 has come now. Okay. You know 1 month back only it came, it got released Selenium 4.
Hello.
Now this one, yeah.
So when Selenium 3 was released?
Selenium 3. Selenium 3, like which version you have to check. Okay,
Okay.
now you have to check like you have to you'll be showing the duration na? From this duration to this duration I worked on automation. At that time which version was released, that you need to check. If you are
Okay.
saying 2016 to 19 I am working on Selenium, the time when you started with Selenium 2016, which version was there 2019, because from the last 3 years no organization will follow the same version only. Definitely they'll upgrade. You have to check. Done. Next, this one.
Using enumeration.
Enumeration. Done. Or else, can I use robot class? Okay, this is another way. Done. So using robot class or using enumeration keys, we can click on a button if any XPath is not working or if any locator is not working.
The
Okay,
first
so
part of
better
it,
you say robot class. Yeah.
the first part it says that what could be the reason for a button not being clicked using all the possible locators. So what could be the reason?
That's what. See, might be
Hidden spaces,
the web element is disabled. It
or
might be
sometimes
disabled.
sometimes even hidden space
It
also.
let me. It's not. Yeah, that means you are talking about the contents,
Yeah, contents.
non-breakable space.
Yeah.
No, no. Non-breakable space. If it's there, then you'll be using a possible locator. You have to use a locator. Now it is saying that you are using all the possible locators, still you are unable to click on that button. Now the reason might be the button is disabled by the developers. That's why it is not able to click.
So in this case, if you use the robot class or the enumeration key, is it going to click on enter?
No, 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 no. If it is disabled means you have to check is enabled method is there, whether the web element is enabled or not. If it is enabled, still you are unable to click, then you have to use robot class. Then you have to go for other alternatives.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking like what could be the other reason that if it is enabled and you cannot click it?
What if it's dynamic and some value keeps changing?
Maybe dynamic, or maybe the location is changing, or maybe the web element is not getting loaded at the proper time.
That
It
could be the
might be
reason.
anything, or maybe it might be a inconsistent bug also. Sometimes the button is working, sometimes it is not working. That means first time it is
Sometimes it's
getting
a
clicked,
developer.
second time when you're, yeah, that means on
One
a
time, yeah,
frequent
one time.
basis, like, yeah.
So the best thing,
I'm
ask
sorry.
the explanation to the interviewer. Okay, what could be the, actually I don't know. That's different scenarios for different answer for different scenarios.
See, you should have 3 to 4 options. Okay. At end of the day, you should have 3 to 4 backup plans, and you have to shoot. Okay. One plan is not enough. I told, okay, one thing is might be the web element is disabled. One option might be the web element is dynamically changing. Done. Possible. Even if I'm using the old XPath, it will not able to identify. Might be the application is very slow. Even if I'll use the XPath, if the application is slow, it will not inspect the web element. This is third option. Fourth, for sure it will be this one. Okay, sometimes I'm able to click on the button, second attempt, fourth attempt, sixth attempt, I'm unable to click.
Spotted
Possible
defect.
is there. That means it's an inconsistent defect. That means sometimes the defect is coming, sometimes it is not coming. You can say this.
Also, sometimes developer will do that. Like last time where I was, they kept changing the same button, so the path kept changing. So the script would look for the right path. The next time we get a build, the path changes. The developer was the problem.
Then next, you tell, okay, explicit and implicit weight. Okay. Done. Next, 26. Tell which one. Which
Index.
one should I go? Index. Done. Super. Explain data-driven framework. You know
So,
how to handle
sorry,
frames in
26 what?
Selenium. You know. Right? The
26.
26th index 0,
Okay.
1, 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, either through index or through the frame name or through the ID name. Done. Next, explain what is data-driven framework. You know how do you handle frames in Selenium? That means by default my control will be present in the web page. I have to switch my control from the web page to the frame, either by using frame ID, frame name, or frame index. Next, if I have multiple frames, from one frame to another frame, I can't switch. That means I have to move my control from the frame to the parent window. Again, from the parent window, I need to come back again to the frame. For this, we are using driver.switch to dot frame. To switch to a frame, to move out of a frame, we are using driver.switch to dot parent frame, default content, or refresh the web page. This thing, have you done this thing? Have you noted down all the exceptions in a single page? Anyone?
Nope.
Now you'll face the
I did a
difficulty.
little
Now
bit.
you'll never ever remember. Okay, it's better. Okay, because instead of searching everywhere in the notebook, okay, or else instead of searching it in the entire notes, it's better you keep everything. All the classes we have used, methods of each and every class and interface, exception separately. If you keep from there only, you can do the revision. Done. Next, this one you can use Java, a real-time example of abstraction. Have you used collections concept in your project?
Yeah, array list.
Array list. Give a real-time example of upcasting in your automation project.
Yeah, creating
While opening our browser, we upcast our class browser to webDriver interface. Clear?
Java design pattern. POM.
Edge object model. And why I gave you the reason. If in case in future, if you want to do any modifications, I'll not be able to do it, because again I need to search, I need to go through the entire script. So in order to avoid that, for each and every web page present in the application, I have to create a separate form class, so that whenever I will do the modification in any web page, I will go to that particular web page and I can easily modify the test scripts. Difference between find element and find elements, you know. Difference between implicit and explicit wait, you know. Difference between get window handles and get window handle. Difference between assert and soft assert.
Can you
No.
scroll down?
What is
Scroll,
synchronization? Which
JP,
one?
scroll up the page. Sc-
You can see the till 34, but you are talking about 35,
Yeah,
36, I guess.
scroll down the page.
Don't write this. I'll share this file or else. Done. 33, 34, 35, 36. Any doubts?
I forgot about the get window handle and
No.
get window handles.
It will get the current window and get window
Current
handle
window.
to the
Window.
all
All
windows.
the window. Okay.
Okay.
Now return type is.
String.
What is the return type of get window handle? String. Get window handles, set of string. Done. Done. Next. What is synchronization? No. What is form and testng? You know. What is testng.xml file? You know. What is a testng suite? It is a testng.xml file which contains collection of all the test classes to be executed. What is the difference between batch, parallel, group, and cross browser execution? You know. Then what are the various pop-ups you have handled in your project? Now, never ever say that I have handled all the pop-ups. Not possible that all the pop-ups will be present in our application. Okay. Tell alert confirmation, hidden division. Okay. Child browser. That's it. Okay, don't go for file upload and file download. File upload, file download, pop-ups are not present in each and every application. Okay, specific applications, file upload and file download is there. Correct, right? But alert confirmation, hidden division and child browser will be present in each and every application. Done. But you tell, okay, these are the 3 pop-ups I have handled, but I know how to handle other pop-ups also, like your file upload, file download and calendar pop-up. Done. Clear? Done. Explain your automation framework. Can be done. Okay, so you have to start in this way. What is framework? You have to explain. Okay, framework is nothing but a collection of reusable components that makes automation development and execution faster. So based on the design, we can categorize the framework as data driven, method driven or hybrid framework. So in our project, we have used a combination of data driven and method driven, which we call as hybrid framework. Then keep on explaining. Then you explain your generics package, form package and test package. Then last one, how to fetch the data from Excel sheet. Okay, now for fetching the data from Excel sheet, we use an API given by Apache called as POI. Okay, now POI contains some jar files which needs to be integrated in our Java or Maven project, which will help us to fetch the data from Excel sheet. Then you can write down the script. Okay, this is the script which is used to fetch the data from the Excel sheet, and or else you can explain the procedure to fetch the data from Excel sheet. Done. Clear? Understood? Any doubts in here? Any doubts in any questions?
Nope. I got a question. Like,
I hope everything. Yeah.
you haven't sent the note from yesterday for the cross browser or the cross platform testing,
Awesome. I'll share the file or else.
and I'll little bit sneak in. I have seen that you have a interview question for the sequel. Can you
Yeah.
provide that as well to us? Like, if you can provide us like
Okay.
Java,
Yeah. Sure.
Java interview question, Selenium
Java.
interview
Hey,
question.
Java. I guess I provided some candidates. I don't
Yeah,
know
Java
whether for
question.
your batch or some other batch.
No, this batch only
I
you have
shared,
sent.
na?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
have
have shared
provided
already.
us.
I didn't download it, so I was looking for it. Anyway, I'll look for it. But if you
Okay.
can provide the Selenium and the
Uh,
SQL.
well, SQL I'll provide, and Selenium this questions I'll provide.
Anyway, do you have the answer for the Selenium questions that you just had went through?
Answers I don't have because the thing is like I had typed the questions. Again, to type the answer, I need 1, 2, 3 hours of time.
No, no, no. If you
So
have
I
previously,
don't
that is
have the
the thing
answer.
I'm asking.
No,
If you have
I don't
previously.
have.
Okay,
Uh, no.
that's fine.
Okay. Yeah. I'll share the previous class files and today's interview questions.
And also the
Okay.
resumes, please.
Yeah, resume I'll send it today. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so future, any doubts? I hope no doubts come out in future. Okay.
There might
So
be
just
when we
drop me
are,
an email. Okay.
yeah, on the real-time world when
Sorry.
we get start working as a automation tester on Selenium. That time we might have question. So
Yeah, that time. See, as of now, I guess regarding the interview part, everything is clear. I guess now you're ready to attend the interviews. Okay. Now in interview, any extra things are getting asked, then you can drop me an email. Okay, this is the question which I found peculiar. You can tell me. Okay, then we can discuss. Okay. I hope Like you'll never ever get any peculiar type of questions. Yeah. Okay then. So we'll wind up. Okay. So get a job quickly and just do let me know.
Yeah, sure.
Sure,
Okay.
appreciate.
Yeah.
JP,
Okay then.
Thanks
Yeah.
for a good
All.
class.
Yeah.
Really appreciate for your
JP,
patient.
Yep, thank you for all the
Yeah. Git.
knowledge you have shared
uh,
with us.
still I'm getting that error. Can I share the screen for that?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
The parameter. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. You can. I'll contact Satya for that. Yeah.
Which one? Which one? You tell me.
Yeah, I shared.
Huh.
Yeah, Rana, you're saying something.
That was related to the about the project. So I'll talk to Satya because this time
Aha.
is my iftar time, so it's really hard to attend the class right now because I'm fasting. As soon as I'm having something and I jump in the class. So by the time the project will start, that will be right on the time. That's the reason I need to talk to him if it is possible to pull like 1 hour ahead of the time. So,
Okay.
Can you see JP?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. This is my base test.
Okay, and it's auto
I have not
constant.
written anything on the else
Keyboard.
part. I just want to check the if part is working or
If part. Okay, done, done, done. Else, driver dot get. Okay, before class.
on
Okay, done. Test class.
test. Okay. This is my test in GXML. This is the parameter. Can I go to test login page? This is a simple login page.
Okay, done. Extends best.
And these are working fine when I'm not using the parameter annotation because I just wrote first a normal one and then I added the parameters.
Parameters.
Yeah. So there is no error with this test or form class. So there is something problem with this test. Shall I execute one more time?
One second, one second, one second. Add parameters before class. Parameters before class. Okay, done. Also 30%. Okay. What is this thing?
Which one?
System
Which
dot out line number 19, 19, 19.
19? I just wanted to check what value is coming in the browser.
It's coming, right?
It's not coming. It's nothing printing in the console part.
Okay, then just comment it then. Your browser is opening or not?
No,
If
it's not.
condition is working,
No, it's not working. That is the problem.
your if is only not working. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Browser dot equals okay. Firefox is okay.
And I
Copy
used
before
auto
value.
constant.
Okay, yeah, that is fine. Implements auto constant. Okay. Okay. HTTPS. So you're saying your browser is not getting open now? Okay, now
No.
go to your restng.xml file. Suit name parameter name equals to browser value equals to Firefox. Done. Everything is fine. Okay, run it. No, no.
It is just this much and
Run the test engine. No. Run the testng.xml file. Okay, same error you're getting.
yeah, I'll show the email report.
Emailable, yeah. Yep.
It's null pointer exception.
Null pointer is some. I guess some null values there. Gecko key and value are there. Just check one.
Yeah. webDriver.gecko.driver, and I have the driver folder here. And that I have a Gecko driver. And this key value is working without the parameter annotation, like just a casual before method, like in the base test.
One more time, check all the packages whether it is properly imported or not. All the testng packages are imported.
Properties you want me to check?
No. Scroll up.
Okay.
In the script only, scroll up and maximize that. It's maximized only. Okay, yeah. See, before class you have used na. You have used for JUnit.
Okay. Okay.
Got it?
So that's
Now
yeah. Yeah.
before class and after class, JUnit has been used.
Okay. After class. Yeah, it's coming inside the at least.
Done. Why it was not executing? Because you have not integrated JUnit in Selenium. That's why it was not executing only. It is showing you null pointer.
So this driver is equal to
Done.
null. That's why it is showing null pointer exception.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, null value is there. That's why.
Yeah.
Don't do this mistakes, Ray.
Yes.
Because see, these are the small mistakes. You'll never ever see the package thing. Everyone focuses only on the body
No,
part.
So it was working fine without all the
No,
parameter tag and all.
happened.
Maybe
No,
I
no.
have imported before and later changed it, I
Uh,
think.
See, one day what happened, I forgot to write the test method. Okay. And I have written some script and it is throwing me compilation error. It took me 10-15 minutes that to think that, okay, I have not written the test method only. Okay, so it happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Thank you, Jep. Yeah.
Then.
Okay.
Okay, so any doubts you ask me? Then.
Yeah.
Okay, then all the best, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Okay.
Jep.
Thank you, JP. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, yeah. Bye bye. Bye
Good
bye.
night, guys.
Bye. Bye.